Good morning, friends. Welcome back to that 1870s homestead. My name's Rachel, and today we're doing a big planting together in the garden, but we're gonna call it speed round gardening because we're leaving for the cabin in just a little bit. We're gonna be gone for 4 or 5 days, and while we have farm hands that help out with taking care of the property and stuff, I can't necessarily ask them to plant my garden. And there are things that I really just need to get in the ground. So we're gonna do this fast, not 100% effort, because normally I would go harvest compost and stuff. So my plan is, you know what, let's get into it and I'll tell you what my plan is. First up is potatoes. Alrighty, so just sprinkle down some bone meal. And we have our bag of seed potatoes. Let me see if I can get into this. Easy enough, yeah. So I'm growing Kennebec, and we're doing it Ruth Stout style in this hay. So the eye grew through the hole. Okay, so I'm just planting a whole potato, and I'm gonna dig a hole all the way down to the cardboard layer. And we're gonna put our potato in there and let's give them a little fertilizer. So we're using our BioLive. Okay, and then we'll cover him back up. And then as he grows, I can just pull in this hay and make sure he stays good protected from sunlight. So I'm only growing 2 bags this year of the Kennebec. So let me bring you guys down here closer and you can see exactly what I'm doing. So this is a really deep spot of hay. I'm digging, can you guys see? Okay, we've hit cardboard. Alrighty. Drop our potato in. Try to keep your eyes pointed up as best as you can. A little sprinkle of BioLive. And then from the bottom, start filling that hay back in. Now this is really deep spot, so I'm only gonna fill halfway, so he doesn't have a hard time coming up. And then we'll fill up. And these are a determinant potato, so they don't necessarily need to be hilled. I just wanna make sure that they stay protected from the sunlight. So I've got 2 bags to do. We're gonna do this real fast. And you only need to plant potatoes a foot apart or so. One bag down, 1 more to go. I can fill in some spots up here that I already started. I'm not doing that corner because I lost a whole bunch of potatoes up there one year to a torrential downpour, so I don't want to do that again. And I've grown potatoes like this perfectly well. I've actually been, and they come out just so clean. And somebody has accused me of, in one of the videos of, I just went to the store and put potatoes under hay because no way would they grow like that. And they do. They grow very, very well. This was that back bed that if you guys were with me in the last video, you saw that I still had a section of weeds back here. I got that done. And so now it's ready for planting. And this is where the deepest spot in my garden with hay, so it's perfect for potatoes. And Kennebecs are the best for canning. They don't get mushy, not too much starch residue left after you blanch them and can them. So I really like them for that reason. Okay, tomatoes this year. For Mother's Day, Todd always takes me to the greenhouse so I can pick my porch plants and things like that, and any new perennials I want. And this year I didn't grow my own veggie starts, so I knew that's what I was going to get as well. So I got a lot of tomatoes, more than I'm going to plant. My original plan was 10, and then after we did that pantry inventory, I thought, maybe 15, 16. I normally grow like, say, 25 to 30 for like a year or more supply of initial canned goods. Say that that's your goal. You know, you want to do things like ketchup, spaghetti sauces, chili sauces. We do all the things. Canned tomato soup, basically salsa, anything that you need tomatoes for. You're gonna, and you're, say, a family of 4, I would say 25 to 30 tomatoes if you're gonna go gangbusters and do it all. But I still have a lot on the pantry shelves, and I don't need that much stock. And nor do I want, a 3-year supply anymore on my pantry. I'm good with like a year supply at a time. So, and also one of our sweet subscribers came by the farm stand and she brought me some of her starts. So I have an Arkansas Traveler, a Hillbilly, and a Cherokee Purple. So I'm definitely going to plant those 3 that she gave me. Now, I have never done Ruth Stout in my raised beds before. This is the first time I'm doing this. I'm excited to see the results. So the only thing different I'm doing here is normally I would go in with a compost slurry. So that's just a mixture of compost, and you feed it with molasses over 24 hours, and you can put sour milk in it. And I think I've done that quite a few times. And you just let all the microbes and all the good stuff that's in your compost really feed and get hungry and activate. And then you pour that slurry in with your tomatoes and when you're planting them. I'm not doing that this time. We'll see if we notice any big difference. I'm hoping that the hay is just like a slow release continuous fertilizer. The one thing I am doing that I always do is the Micro Bliss, and so it's 5 species of mycorrhizal inoculum. Well, I'm not going to try to say all these words, but basically what it does is it creates healthier and denser root systems. It avoids transplant shock, and it decreases the amount that you need to fertilize and water, because the roots are really healthy and vigorous and seeking what they need naturally. And then, of course, our BioLive. So let me get one done, because I've never done my tomatoes in Ruth Stout. I want to see how I'm going to do it, and then I'll bring you guys back for that. So what I did was, and I'm going in my raised beds like a foot in to like basically the foot marker, and go down to the cardboard, and I kind of just stabbed it so I could open it. And then I took a big scoop of soil up. Okay. And then I'm going to take this guy and pinch his bottom leaves off. And get my Micro Bliss. Oops. Sprinkle some of that in. Get some of our fertilizer. Sprinkle some of that in. And then we're going to take him. And these had beautiful root systems, not overly crowded. And it rained last night, so they're nice and good and watered. And then I'm going to sprinkle some of that original soil back around so that he's nice and firm in there. And then I'm squeezing the straw back around him. And as he grows, I'll take these bottom leaves off so that nothing's within 18 inches touching the straw. That's my goal. That'll just keep, funguses and things stop splashing up on the plants. And I'm spacing them, I'd say they're about 18 inches apart. And what we're doing this year for the first time too, it's going to be really fun, is I always trellis my tomatoes on the cattle panels. You guys have seen that before. And what I'm doing, and no matter what, because I typically grow indeterminate tomatoes, that they end up falling over the top, even though the trellises are, 7 foot, 8 foot tall, they'll keep vining. I'm gonna do it on an arched cattle panel this year. So we're gonna do this row and this row, see how many we can fit in. And so that was Arkansas Traveler and the Cherokee Purple. I should keep this cup so I remember, because I don't have like a label maker. Okay, and we'll keep this cup. And we'll see how many we can fit in this space. My beds are 8 feet long, so maybe 6 or so in each bed. And then I'm gonna have to find a couple random places to put some other tomatoes. So we'll see. You know what, guys, want to know though, the rest that I got, I'll tell you that. And if you've grown your tomatoes Ruth Stout style, or deep mulch style, let us know your tips in the comments below. Like, what's your preferred method? What have you found issues with versus not excellent success? And so this is, like I said, my first time doing it. I can already see that they're lacking just a little phosphorus because the back end of their leaves are purple. So hopefully that fertilizer gives them that little boost that they need. And yeah, gonna keep planting. We're gonna get this done quick and easy. All right, Jetstar is another one that we got. I think that's just a good general purpose. Let me remind myself everything I got. Jetstar, Jelly Bean. I think Todd picked that one out. Oh, I do have Cherokee Purples, my favorite. Golden Girl, 2 of those. Health Kick, 2 of those. I've grown those before. They're super producers. And Ponderosa Pinks. So how many do I need? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. I think we're gonna go with 2 Ponderosa Pinks. Let's save one. I'll just give these to my daughter-in-law or my father-in-law. I'm gonna go with all the Jetstars. Let's just go with 1 of the Jelly Beans because that's like a grape tomato. I don't need a lot of those. And we'll do our 2 Golden Girls. Since I already have 1 Cherokee Purple, let's just plant, we're gonna sacrifice 1 Cherokee Purple. All right, I think that's what we're planting then. So let's do our other 2 Cherokee Purples down here. Ponderosa Pinks. Let's take this Jelly Bean. Okay. Alrighty. We'll plant those somewhere else. I don't know where yet. I'm not going very fast, am I? I don't do anything fast though. All right, tomatoes are all planted. Alrighty, now we have our peppers. Oh, I see one more that got gifted me and I don't know what it was. I think it was a pineapple tomato. Let's go see. I think I have room for one more over there. Yeah, pineapple. Okay, let's get that one in the ground. That'll make us around 16. And what I'll do over here is I'll probably just do a T-post and 1 like 8-foot panel. That should be good. You can tell my straw is not as thick right here. I haven't grown tomatoes over here in a long, long time, so there shouldn't be any any fungus or that would like to attack them over here. It might be harboring in the soil. Should be good. Alrighty. Grow well, friends. Okay. Now we have so many peppers, and again, I'm not planting all these peppers. So this bed will be peppers and then the two sides of the tomatoes. That's the plan anyway. All right, guys, this bed, I got to start going really fast because I'm going to run out of time here. Let me tell you what I'm growing. So jalapenos, we need more cowboy candy in the pantry. I have a lot of jalapenos. We're growing every bit of those. I think 12, 16 jalapenos. No, why did I buy so many jalapenos? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 jalapenos. Okay. 14 jalapenos, poblanos, serranos, and bell peppers in various colors. What is this one? I looked for the hatch chilies and they didn't have them. I really wanted to grow those. So these have not been topped. That's the only thing I'm going to do is top 1, 2, 3. So the codling leaves appear to be gone. Okay. And you don't want to do this till there's like at least 3 sets of leaves. And pinch that top off. Some people don't like doing it. If you have a shorter growing season, you might hinder yourselves. But basically what it does is it tells the plant to start sending shoots off its side branches. And I can see some of them are already doing that, which is great. This is a serrano. Let's top the serrano. Not all pepper plants do it though, so you need to know if the pepper plants are going to send off side shoots. And if they will, then go ahead and top them. And this is serrano too. And you'll get a boatload more of your tomato peppers. And it makes for a thicker stalk. It's just a stronger plant. Instead of being tall and flimsy and falling over, it makes for a stronger plant. In my opinion. Always my opinion. But I've had great results with it. Okay. All those have been topped. So let's take a peek at the poblanos just so I can let you guys know if it looks like, yep, poblanos have shoots too off their side branches. So they would probably do it too. Alrighty. Okay, let's get to planting. I'm going to do this fast. Like I said, we're going to go 12 inches apart for our pepper plants. So I should be able to fit 8. Just go ahead and space them out. And you can bury peppers just like you do tomatoes. Not quite as deep as tomatoes, but they will send off roots off their stem as well. 1, 2, that's 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then I don't need all of these poblanos and serranos. So I'm going to plant all my bell peppers and then the sides of the tomatoes. We'll see what we fit. Stop talking. Stop talking. Okay. All right, I'm just planted that bed of tomatoes. We got the rest of the jalapeno bed, and what do we add up there? The bell peppers. So then serranos and poblanos here. And I don't have time to show you guys this, but I do have a video on it, pruning your pepper plants before you plant them. And these serranos and poblanos I did prune as well before I planted, which is in addition to topping. If you have grown basil before, you know that you can pinch the main leaf that comes out, and all the little and this is another thing, like I don't think every pepper does this. It'll have little shoots in the elbows of the main leaves that you can look for. And if it has those shoots may or may not, most likely from my experience, won't continue to grow out and produce peppers. So that increases bushing and the high yield of your pepper plants. So I pruned off at least, because they were really big, tall plants, pruned the initial leaves, whatever the proper term for that is, so that the side shoots can really branch out. Because I only have 4 of each of those, and if we're going to do our own sauces and I know canned chilies, things like that, we're going to need a lot. Alrighty, but last little bit to go. I'm not going to have time to show you guys around in the garden. Like personally, I'll kind of do some pan shots so you can see how things are growing. And thanks guys for just coming with me today in the very fast speed round of gardening. Needed to get it done as fast as I can, and as you know, fast for me was, it probably took, you know, an hour to get this done. And I'm just not a fast person at anything in life. I do everything slow. And so I'm sure if you were not a talker, and if I wasn't filming, I could have probably gotten it done a little faster, but now I can go to the cabin with peace of mind that this stuff is good. And another thing that this deep mulch and style of gardening, again for me, is just going to allow me the freedom and flexibility to leave without, you know, asking a farmhand to come and water the garden for me, or worrying about, you know, stuff like that. I can just leave freely and not have a worry. Happy growing, happy gardening where you guys are, and we'll see you guys on the next video.